Real quick. My name is Samantha Pancol, and I'm the Public Information Officer for Mayor Tom Broderick and the City of Anderson. Thank you for coming out to the Citywide Cleanup Media event. This is a very important event for us because, you know, it's not only important for people that visit Anderson, but for people that walk these streets every day and live here to have a clean community to live in. During this event, vendors will be collecting tires, paint, TVs, etc., for a fee. I want to explain this fee a little bit. It is necessary because the federal government is getting stricter on what we can dump into landfills. Because of this, it makes it expensive and hard to dispose of these things. Therefore, we wouldn't be able to keep doing this unless we had these fees. So with that being said, I would like to introduce Mayor Thomas Broderick, who would like to say a few words on the event.
Thank you, Samantha, and good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. It's a pleasure to be here today. As you know, we're getting ready now to kick off, and we are here kicking off the 32nd annual JT Menifee cleanup in his honor. A little bit, Reverend Redding's going to speak and speak a little bit about Reverend Menifee and talk about the importance that he had for the community. And so we'll welcome him here in a few moments. I just want to let everybody know that this is a team effort. The City of Anderson has worked closely with a multitude of individuals and departments here in the city, and many of you are here today, and I appreciate very much on behalf of the city and the citizens all of your participation. I would like to thank our city engineer's office for their efforts, Anderson TV, who's filming this, who always is present at so many of these events, and the street department and their workers. We have also our parks department and the WPC, also our water department. We have our city clerk over here that's also been instrumental in helping us. Again, it's a citywide effort. Also the community development, our board of works, our economic development department, power and light, and of course, police and fire. We are all coming together because we understand the importance of making sure that Anderson continues to be a great community that has quality of life. And we've worked hard those last 18 months to try to clean up the city. We have a lot of blighted property here. We have a great blight program that we've been working through our building commissioner's office through municipal development and also community development, and they're doing a great job in that program. But also we have the day in, day out cleaning that needs to take place, and this is a good way to highlight that. Last year we had an exceptional event. It was probably one of the best cleanups that we've had, and I can't remember the number of dumpsters we filled up. It was some wild number. They can talk about that in a moment. But I can tell you that it really helped energize folks in the community all across the city from one end to the other. And so we look forward to that type of effort again this year. We want to remind everybody that this is a one-day event, but it's very important that we continue on, that we recognize that once we get done, it doesn't stay done unless we keep on it. And so it's very important that the folks in the community take pride, as I know people are proud of Anderson, but they need to continue to keep that pride going and continue to clean up and day in, day out, and make sure that our community continues to be a great place to live and to raise your family. So again, I'd like to thank all of you for all of your efforts. We look forward to this event. We hope that the Indiana rain slows down a little bit. That'll make it a little extra hard this year. But right now we have a dry day, and hopefully we'll have some dry day when this event occurs. So again, I'd like to thank all of you for being here. And now it's my pleasure to introduce one of the individuals who's been instrumental in this, along with the Community Development Department. That is Townsend, who has worked on this program over the last couple of years and done a great job. And I know Kim's going to share some additional information with you. So, Kim, come on up.
Good morning. I do want to just piggyback on what the mayor said about our committee first. I want to thank them because we've been meeting for several months. We've been meeting for several years. And without them, and which is comprised of all the city departments, this wouldn't be as successful as it is. So I appreciate the committee and everything they do. I also want to thank the mayor for just allowing us to do this and having the same vision that was already previously introduced to the community and continue to further it. The Board of Works for their support this year, and the Martin Luther King Commission for their support. So I just want to kind of talk about how this is going to shape up. May 20th is the actual cleanup day. Our hours are 8 to 4 to do a variety of things. The first part will be volunteers will meet at 15th and Madison Avenue, and that's where they will get gloves, bags, safety vests. We have waivers that need to be filled out for liability reasons. So we invite groups of all types to come down and meet at 15th and Madison. There will be a lunch served at noon, so there'll be more instructions on that later. Also, want to talk about the second part, which is the biggest part of this, and just give you a little stats about last year. The mayor was correct when he said we had done a lot. So some of our statistics from last year's cleanup, we took in 437 tons of debris. We filled 2 semi-trailer loads with tires that were brought in. We had 2 box trucks of TVs and appliances, and we disposed of 16,152 electronic items. We had buckets and buckets of paint. We just made a huge impact, so we're hoping that these numbers will go up again. I know we filled over 70 dumpsters, probably almost 80. Mark Stewart with Best Way, he's agreeing with me. So we did a lot. So I appreciate what was done last year and hope we can do this again. So we'll be, along with what the volunteers do at 15th and Madison, we will have city crews picking up on the curb. Please call the street department if you want to get on the list, and that number is 648-6445. Up until 3 o'clock next Friday, because at that point we have to get our list finalized and get them to a cruise. Athletic Park will be open at 8 o'clock. You will enter in, we'll have all types of signage, but that's where anyone in the community can bring all of their items, TVs, tires, furniture, anything except yard materials. So bring that to Athletic Park between 8 and 4. We'll take that in. And again, just to reiterate what Ms. Pancol said, we have to charge a little bit, but we didn't want to overcharge our residents where they're not able to bring their items and they end up in the river or on some abandoned lot. So this does not begin to cover our expenses, but it's just something to try to offset what we have to pay for proper recycling for our community. We're also going to be back in Belmont this year. We've got a lot of projects going on out there, a lot of demolition, a lot of park improvements, a lot of things going on. So we're going to do this cleanup one more time out there for them. We'll be stationed at the old Lampco building, which is now St. Vincent de Paul. Okay. But this is a huge operation, and we have about probably over 90 city workers that will be mobilized on the 20th, and that's a lot of workforce, and so it just shows where the city is and making sure that our community stays beautiful and stays clean. So I really, again, do appreciate Mayor Broderick allowing this to continue. So we also have, Yard waste disposal will be at the compost site, and I think I'm not sure what the address is, the physical address. I say it's 2000 or 2008th Street. A lot of you know it's the former MG plant. But you can take limbs, all your yard materials out there that day free of charge. But on both of these events, Athletic Park and the compost site, you must show your ID because this is for Anderson residents only. Okay? I think I've maybe hit all the highlights. And if there's questions afterwards, I'll be glad to answer those. But I want to now bring in a partner with us for many, many years, the Martin Luther King Commission, Reverend Wayne Redding. He wants to come up and say a few words concerning this cleanup that's been going on for about 32 years. Okay.
Thank you, Kim, and good morning to everyone, to the mayor, and to all of you. For the Martin Luther King Commission, we're just excited that this is continuing to go on to benefit our community. When Reverend Menifee had the idea, our mayor was Tom McMahon, and when we had that conversation about cleaning up, Mayor McMahon was all behind us to try to make a difference in our community. Now here we are 32 years since then, and we're still working to benefit our community, and I think our community as a whole has really benefited. I think that as we look at ventures to bring into the community, one of the things they look at is the cleanliness of a community and how we work together, and I think we've done a fine job with that. I thank the mayor very much and the Board of Works and all of you all who have made this possible, the city departments who all come out. We have a big time. We enjoy each other on that day, and we get a lot done. But more than that, I think that there's a lot of people who have taken the initiative now to start the cleanup before the actual day we actually do our cleanup, and I think that's big for the city of Anderson, and I'm just excited that we're going forward with this. I'm so thankful that we've had cooperation all these years. I know it costs some money for the city to send the workers out there and they spend their time to do that, but I think when you weigh that against the impact of what we get done, I think that is a good sacrifice. Yeah, you know, if I use the religious term, I'm a pastor. I think sometimes we do make sacrifices that benefit the greater good, and we're so thankful for that. So we look forward to seeing you. I encourage everybody, you know, they're not too young and they're not too old to come out and be with us. And not just where we're going to meet on 15th and Madison, but all over the community. I'd like to see us network, and we could just try to visit everybody's site on if they had a different day than the 20th. And we just make it a big family affair. So thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you all on the 20th, 15th in Madison. God bless.
Thank you, Reverend Redding. I also want to acknowledge, it was mentioned, but I should have earlier, Bestway Disposal, who year in, year out has been very instrumental in this, and again, help in providing the dumpsters and so forth. And I also want to acknowledge Dennis Ashley, who's here today, who is the CEO of the Madison County Chamber of Commerce, who's always a partner and supporter here of the city of Anderson. So thank you, Dennis, for being here today. I appreciate that. So Kim, if you want to come back up, and if there's any questions, I appreciate Anderson Newspapers being here through our reporter, Ken, that we all know very well. So Ken, any questions or anyone else? Where's lunch? Here we go.
15th in Madison.
Yeah, 15th in Madison. We'll be also, yes, Police Department, Anderson Police Department will be cooking for those residents in that area. And then we'll be taking lunches around for other people that are working to clean up in other sites. Also, I want to acknowledge Anderson University, and I think they're here with WQME, so we appreciate you coming out.
Thank you.
Mayor, a few years ago, this event was almost canceled because the prior administration didn't want to fund it.
Right.
How important is it that we continue this program? And I know it's a little bit of cost to the city, but how important is that?
Yeah, I think it's very important. There is a little cost to it. It's around $12,000 or so. That's what we're going to be spending. But again, if having heard what Kim said earlier about the amount of debris and cleanup that we do, if you consider all the man hours of all the volunteers, I mean, to orchestrate that and bring so many people together to help clean up the community, I think really it's invaluable. And again, that's why I try to encourage everybody not just to do it on this organized day, but to continue doing that, you know, day in, day out to help keep your neighborhoods and the community clean. Okay. Well, folks, thank you again very much for being here. Don't miss out on some of these cookies and punch, and enjoy yourself, and thank you again for everything you do for the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Very good.